I'll take that. Sounds delicious. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. The PM Show Weekend Edition on CRN Digital Talk Radio. We have never done this. When we used to do the show, when we first started the show out of Robert Conrad's home, Tom Wopat showed up there at the house. Today, ladies and gentlemen, the great Bill Paxton is here. Big Love on HBO. Come on. Twister, you remember? So many films. This guy is like a superstar, and he's a super nice guy. Bob's going to cut a mean rug for you.
Wait a minute. I got something to talk to you
You're too busy talking to Bill. I had to do the intro so people know about it.
Tomas, what I want is I want
Pull
you
that
to
microphone
play
up a little bit there so we can hear
you. You to play. You can hear me. I'm talking loud.
Now you go.
I want you to play this, and I want to have a dancing contest, whether this honky can get down or...
I'm not busting a rug with you, man.
When they grow up in
There's
Southern
too much wiggle
California,
there.
can they make the moves? What do you think?
There's too much wiggling going on there, man. I'm telling you. You just hands down, man. I'm telling you. It's kind of like being in the tug of war on that old challenge show you used to do with the celebrities.
Battle of the Network Stars.
Battle of the Network Stars, and you were the anchor.
That's right.
No, you never lost the tug of war. Every time.
Thank you.
You think I'm going to go up in a dancing contest with you on camera?
We used to get drunk in my dressing room all the time.
Who, you and I?
One of the nicest guys I ever met.
Who was that?
I'm asking you.
I hope it's me, but...
No, who is he?
Who's one of the nicest guys you ever met besides Bill Paxton, our guest in studio?
Yes, and Paxton's going to get on. Man, you keep
I know, but I'm just wondering who's the nicest guy. There's a lot of nice guys.
All right, who's the nicest guy that ever was a sports commentator?
Oh, Howard Cosell. There you go. You give me a clue.
He couldn't have been a nicer person.
Yeah.
I'm so happy to. He and Colonel Boyington used to get in the dressing room, get drunk together. It was exciting to watch. All right, anyway.
Okay.
Here's something we've never done before. I look right in the camera. I swear to tell the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help me. And I won't use the three-letter word because it's not worth it for this, but I'll tell you the truth. So here he is. He's going to talk to you about his career, how it happened, how it started, what he likes best, and who he is, ladies and gentlemen. And here he is.
Thanks,
Bill
Bob.
Paxton,
Great to be on the show
He's
here.
going to say who he is. It's his show. Okay, wait a minute.
Wait. You just gave away our audience's show to Bill? Bill, welcome to the show.
Great to be here. I wanted to come down in person because I
It's
wanted
your
to
show.
meet you, Bob. God, I grew up watching you, and God, I always thought you were a great leading man. And
Then my son gets to work with you.
a man's man. Yeah, Shane worked on Big Love.
All right, now let's talk about
He played a law enforcement officer too.
You know, he is in real life.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's
Well,
his
he was
other,
very convincing.
That's his other gig.
very
And he's got a
convincing.
mean streak, but he's not as tough as his older brother. All right, this is all yours now. I want you, seriously, I mean, I think it's kind of interesting to hear an actor talk about his career because people that's what they want to know. And yet we have a lot of young actors. There's a younger demographic out here who would like to say, hey, Bill, how did you start? Now, they've heard my story over and over. Now, seriously, I'd like to hear, well, that's not true. I read yours, but go ahead and tell the audience what they want to know.
Well, gosh, I grew up in Fort Worth, Texas, one of 4 children. My dad was in the lumber business, but he absolutely loved movies and plays and art and music, and he would take my brother, my older brother Bob, and myself to the movies on Friday night, and since I can remember, he never took us to any Disney films. He would take us to adult films, even when we were like 10. I remember seeing like Midnight Cowboy when I was 11. I'm still not sure what Bob Balaban was doing to John Voight in that movie theater. He said he's having an orgasm. I go, what the hell? I go, what the heck is that?
Our young demographic isn't that young. Go ahead.
But my dad, we would come out of these films, whether it was Dr. No or Dr. Zhivago or whatever it was, or Alfie or the Ipcris File, and my dad would start talking about the lighting or the art direction or Sean Connery's Taylor. In other words, he started deconstructing what I was seeing or the music. I go, oh yeah, there's music. So from an early age, I was made aware of the illusion of what I was watching, and I fell in love with that. I thought that was real magic. And when I'd go to a play, it was the same thing. I loved that reality of the actors on the stage pretending like there was no fourth wall, that there was no audience there. And so I was lucky to kind of find a direction early. I wanted to I wanted to do that with my life. I wanted to be an actor or a filmmaker or something. So I came out here when I was 18.
Okay, wait a minute. Do me a favor. I'll interrupt you because that's
Sure.
the kind of show we've got. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, come on.
Talk to
Way in here.
Talk to him because then your puss is on camera for all of it, and I don't have to sit
Okay.
uncomfortably.
But Bob,
Like,
I came
I
to
don't have
do.
to-
We're getting
I
another
came
camera.
to do your show,
Yeah,
Bob.
yeah.
You're doing my show. I mean, come on, this is it. So,
All right.
all right. Talk to the co-host.
Okay.
Well, he's going to talk to you as well. We're
Well,
going to get
I'm
all the
gonna
cameras
interview
going,
him
right?
later.
But
Well,
my dad, I said to my dad when I was 18 out of high school, I said, "Who do you know in Hollywood?" He said, "I know two guys. I've played golf with Hal Wallace and Howard Hawks." He wrote them. They both wrote him back, said, "We can't even help our own son if he's not in a union. Tell your son to go back to college." Then he knew another guy named Milan Herzog who made educational films for Encyclopedia Britannica. He wrote back the same thing. Then my dad wrote him a second letter, said, "Look, his heart is set on coming out there. Can you do anything for him?" He said, "I can give him 2 weeks' work on a industrial film."
Let me
Whoa,
interrupt you
whoa,
for
whoa.
a minute. The first letters that your father wrote to these two high-profile guys, how did your father happen to know them?
He knew them through his best friend, a guy named Ted Weiner, who kept a house in Palm Springs. He was my dad's golf partner. And my dad would come out and be Ted's guest, and they would go out to the Palm Springs Country Club, and this is how he met these guys on the golf course. And he wrote them, and they were very nice. Martha Heyer, actually, who Hal Wallace was married to,
Yeah, I know
the
that.
actress, she was from Fort Worth. So this one guy decided to give me 2 weeks' work, and I came out here. I didn't even have time to drive my car out. My dad gave me airfare to fly out here, and he was going to drive my car out about a week later. And he said, "Son, I love you. I support you in everything you do. I only have one thing to tell you. You picked a really screwed business."
Yeah,
Now-
well, that's
some
yeah,
dad that-
no,
to the end.
I agree with what Dad said because this dad gave some similar advice. Anyway, but go ahead.
Now, this is kind of a nice, I don't know if you've ever heard of reverse nepotism, but my father retires from the lumber business at age 70, and he calls me up and says, "I want to get in. I've always wanted to be an actor."
I knew this. I knew you
could
were
tell you
going.
were
I
there.
knew this. I'm
love
glad
this.
it came out.
So what happens?
So I said, "Dad," and he goes, "I want to come out there and I want to pursue some acting work." Now, he thought if you called on enough casting directors, it was like selling lumber. If you called on enough cabinet makers, you'd make a sale.
Yeah.
I said, "Dad, you're going to have to take some classes." Why do you want to do this to yourself? God,
It's a tough business, Dad.
It's tough. It's fraught with rejection. You're made to feel, like SHIT most of the time. You don't want to do this to yourself. Retire. Enjoy your retirement.
All right.
He had his heart set on it. Well, I'd like to tell you this. I haven't had a hit movie since Titanic. My father has had 3 hit movies. He's been in all 3 Spider-Man films,
Oh, my.
playing Bernard, the faithful houseman.
come
to,
on.
Willem Dafoe and James Franco's characters.
God, I love that, huh?
Well, we got to bring him in with you on your next
Oh,
visit, Dad.
we-
Both of you
Listen,
gotta
well,
come
you
in.
know what happens, what I like when you're here, because, like I say, you're only number 2. Look at the camera. What happened?
You're on this one.
That's wide angle.
No, he put it on a tight shot for
Oh,
you.
good. Okay, you didn't take my close-up away, did you?
No, you got it. We got
God,
you taken
don't
care
do
of.
that.
We won't take away.
We
Come
only
on,
do the
you're actors.
close-ups.
We
Yeah.
got you here.
We got
Right.
stand-ins for the wide shots.
That's
Thank
right.
you. Now listen, yeah, that's another story. So, well, why is the music going down? I can't
Because
hear.
we got to do a little quick break. You got 3 minutes
All
here
right,
on
but
this one. We're going to be
kick
back.
it so I can hear it. Then I'll know what.
Back on CRN more with Bill Paxton, more with Robert Conrad, PM show weekend edition. Don't go away.